Yeah, what's good, cryptocurrency fans out there? Welcome back to the Everything Altcoin channel. For this video specifically, I should be called Everything Agent because we're getting back to talking about AI agents. Now we're going to be talking about some low-cap AI agents that should be on your radar. Now, of course, I'm not endorsing all of these. I'm just bringing them up to you that looks interesting to me because a lot of talks have been happening around the microcap AI agent space. And a lot has been coming out that have been looking pretty good with decent ties and are building something unique. They're just microcaps, meaning they're degen plays as of right now, and we're hoping that one of them, maybe two of them, really take off. So we're going to highlight a few of them and just talk about them. Now, as we know, Base is becoming that agentic chain, and there's a lot of agents right now that recently came out not too long ago from virtual side, from banker side, standalone side. These things have been looking pretty interesting, and it's a time to talk about them. You can see this is the list that Clarence put out of the top 20 base projects. We should say top 20 AI base projects that have come out. Now, there's a whole host of these. I know some of you guys like most of them, probably all of them. I know you guys are degens, full degens, right? And you guys are going to want to gamble all of them. So we're going to talk about my favorites and the ones I think are going to be interesting. Let's kick it off with RobotMoney here. RobotMoney here is very interesting with the ties to peak. Now, there's two agents that recently came out with huge ties to peak, and I love it. Right now, RobotMoney, you guys are looking at it at pretty much at an 800k market cap. That's somewhat as degen as you can get. Right, you throw a few $100s at this and hope that it hits a few, maybe 10 to 15 million, and just be like happy with the gains. Right, not all of these are going to go parabolic. Just know that when that AI agent run comes back around, not all of these will go parabolic. You do heavy DD. What I mean heavy DD, the way we became successful during virtual season 1, you guys already know, we was looking specifically for who the devs are, what the connections that the dev has, right? And then what are they building? Same process applies now at an even greater scale, knowing that things is getting a lot frothier, right? There's a lot more agents out there. There's a lot of new devs out there, some with good backing, some with good connections, some without good connections, right? So there's a lot that's going to go into looking at what these microcaps, these, we're not calling them low caps, they're microcaps, AI agents are going to be doing and what they're building. RobotMoney is your first one here. As you can see here, 2 months ago it did his all-time high and is down 71% from his all-time high. Now, money looks fairly interesting, I want to say, because it's looking like it's building an autonomous hedge fund for AI agents, right? So it has a treasury management protocol for AI agents. It's managed vault on Base that accepts USDC deposits and allocates across 3 different strategies, which is going to be your stablecoin yield, your agent token exposure, and revenue generating assets. So RobotMoney also did launch with the partnership of Juno. They're working with Juno, they're working with Peak, they're working with Woon. So this is looking very good for RobotMoney as of right now. So something interesting that RobotMoney wants to do is essentially what Ray Dalio has done, right? Ray Dalio has built the biggest hedge fund on earth through systematic reinvestment and institutional trust. RobotMoney is attempting the same architecture, but the clients are non-human, and the TAM is every agent that will ever need to store and grow capital. Now we're going to head over to what ODAI has to say about RobotMoney. Now, you guys already know, if you guys want to get access to the HQ here, the best crypto terminal that you guys can possibly use from the bear market to the bull market, you're going to want to sign up for the Patreon group to get access to this terminal here. On Patreon, there's a post breaking down how the HQ works, how the terminal works, what you get with this terminal, from AI analysts to smart money and whale tracking. You get perp side, you get everything you could look for in the crypto space in one spot, right? You can use this video here on the same post to figure out what this terminal brings you, and there's a code for you, aside 2026, to get 40% off your first month on Patreon for you guys to test out the group, see if it's for you, all of the good stuff. You guys already know we build in the best community, best tools, everything for you guys. So here's the read from Asai here, right? Base AI infrastructure here. You guys can see what it actually is. Treasury management for AI agent, a managed vault on Base that accepts USDC. We talked about that. Think about the context. There's about 18,000 plus AI agents on Base right now. Most of them are sitting on idle ETH or USDC with zero yield. RobotMoney is the infrastructure that turns that idle treasury into productive capital. Every new agent that deploys is a potential RobotMoney user. That's a compounding network effect, right? So the bull case here, community is calling May the breakout month. I guess we don't know. There's a big update coming out. There's a big update. We're going to see what that money is looking like. Smart money is moving. Luma ranks flagged RobotMoney as the top smart money pick on Base over the past 24 hours. Someone bought $6,000 worth of RobotMoney. It's not bad to actually buy it right now, especially if you're bullish on P, right? So the agent economy, the AI agent ecosystem on Base is growing. RobotMoney's TAM scales with the agent count. Every new agent on Base is a potential treasury customer here. So now looking at it in terms of what Asai thinks, it's pretty much neutral, leaning bullish if May update delivers. Asai doesn't really like too much microcaps, I'll be honest with you. It doesn't really like microcaps like that, but it gives us some decent idea on what they're building here. Next, we got ODAI AI here. This is building like a world computer. This thing honestly is looking fairly interesting here. It has been talked about by a lot of people on X, and it's probably the highest market cap altcoin right now. On this video here, you can see it at a $1.8 million market cap. It does have some good potential here. All-time high, I want to say this got up to like 6 million market cap or something about a month ago, so it is down 70% from its all-time high. So ODAI is the first autonomously launched by an AI agent, which is Sentinel, running on its own trading / monitoring infrastructure on Base. This is an empty hype. The project delivers real governance layer for personal AI agents and a persistent world model, which is going to be your Neo 4J graph with 9 layers of memory, policy audit, and has an observe, decide, act, verify, learn loop, on-chain execution, and holder gated access. Now, to you guys, that just may be like, just jargon or whatever, but the GOAT altcoin has put out this tweet here. The next era of AI is world models. This had everyone pretty much bullish on ODAI, right? The first era of AI was about brains, bigger LLMs, better chat, faster coding, stronger multi-model demos. The next era is about worlds. And he shows how the shift is happening from Forbes. You see big tech is shifting towards world model here and what they're building. Fei Li, World Labs raised $1 billion for spatial intelligence. Runaway raised $315 million at a $5.3 billion valuation for pre-trained next generation world models, right? So you can see where this money is going, and all that leads to essentially what ODAI is building, right? So all you need to do is find a small little narrative that can translate to what a altcoin is also building, and you can see here that you can possibly get something pretty interesting here, right? So all of this is pretty much what ODAI is building. So not because it shots out AGI, but because it turns into world model thesis into live products, right? Product surface. ODAI AI describes itself as the governance layer for personal AI world models as a service. It's a public doc exposed live routes for world model projection intake across agent, human, and enterprise lanes, while its March 2026 one-pager frames the product in simple terms: observe, decide, act, verify, and evolve. Right? So this is something for like AGI and things like that. But you could go read in depth into everything pretty much that altcoin is put in this tweet here. Let's just get to the bottom here and just talk about the bull case. ODAI targets a real AI bottleneck. Everyone has access to the same models. Prompting is not a moat. The world model is. It's not just another LLM / chatbot. It's positioned as a governed AI runtime governance layer for personalized AI. Core thesis is move from prompt-based workflows to a shared world model with persistent context policy, audible receipts, right? Clear operating loop from observe, decide, act, verify, learn, and evolve, right? The clear product promise AI does not just answer, but coexist and co-reasons with you through persistent memory. Now you can go read the rest. Let's see what Asai has to say just quickly. So what it actually is, you guys already know what it actually is. Here is the core thesis. Every agent needs persistent memory, continuous context, personal identity. The major labs built the model, but those models are generic. A truly personal agent needs a layer that gives it memory of you, the ability to execute continuously, and verifiable identity across interactions. ODAI provides persistent digital world models, memories you create yourself and your AI agent. Continuous execution loop. We already know about that, right? So it's looking to solve a real problem with AI agents today. Are stateless by default. Every conversation starts fresh. ODAI is a memory layer that makes agent actually useful over time. So it's essentially trying to make your AI agent essentially have a memory context, if that makes sense, right? Able to just remember things over time and learn from everything over time, and it becomes more personalized to you, right? It becomes its own personal, it becomes its own entity, not like another agent or anything, speaks like another agent or anything, none of that, right? So the bull case, essentially, this has been spotted. Luma ranks flagged ODAI as top smart money pick on Base. So you guys can see a lot of people are talking about it. The community conviction is real. This is some people that's talking about it on X as of right now. Of course, it's going to give you the bear case. Now, interesting here, the conviction scores for ODAI here is neutral to bullish on momentum, right? So it is actually a little bit better on its scores for ODAI, so you guys can see it there. Next, we have Woon. Woon is now another agent here that's more so a part of that peak ecosystem as we've been talking about. It's looking pretty interesting at a 31,000 market cap here, so nothing too crazy. Again, these are all these are microcaps essentially, right? That you're gonna have to take small bets on just to hope that you catch the real one, the real runner, which could look like ODAI. What we just talked about, ODAI has been looking pretty good, right? You can see its all-time high was just 15 days ago. This one is fully launched. So Woon is like a tokenized autonomous AI agent that's like a social media coordinator for Peak right now. Let's look at it a little bit. So essentially, Peak just hired their first non-human member and they said it just clocked in, right? So they just onboarded their first non-human member, a tokenized AI agent with a real salary on chain, which is going to be USDC plus Peak, right? 100% transparency, people could watch it, automatic 30% revenue buybacks, built with Claude API, co-ownership via the Woon token, backed by Peak Foundation. This is the machine economy thesis materializing in real product, the first AI agent employed on chain with fully transparent earnings, spending, and investments, right? So I kind of want to see what it's going to be investing into. Woon is interesting. Out of all of these, I would say it's probably my least favorite on here, but things could get a little crazy if Peak ecosystem takes off. An agent like this may take off too. Crazy thing is, we already started to see it work in action here, right? So honestly, if you guys don't know, Deuce is coming out very soon here, right? And Peak already handled it. You can see here, already handled 25,000 dupes in your wallet, Woon. So its first investment in this space was a new Peak play that's coming out very soon. I think it's coming out May 27th or something like that. It's coming out at the end of this month, or I forgot when, but it was supposed to come out very early. You guys already know I've been bullish on Deuce for a while. Ex Machina. I will make an updated video when this comes out, but its first investment is into Ex Machina with 25,000 tokens here, so we could see that on chain. So looking at what Asai has to say here, it pretty much say Woon is Peak social media intern, a tokenized autonomous AI agent working a real job here. Here's the concept. Woon gets hired as Peak social media coordinator, pays a monthly salary, performance bonus. Woon earns, accumulates, and uses those earnings to buy back Woon, right? The agent has a job, income, and direct token accrual mechanism all on chain. This is different from most AI agents, which are pure speculation. Woon has a economic function tied to real organization. Peak is a DPIN / machine economy L1 serious infrastructure, 35 million market cap. Woon is at 400 to 460 million $100K market cap, right? The description says it all: turning an AI agent into real economic actor, working, earning, holding assets, and growing. This may be the first type of agent we see in this aspect here. It's going to look fairly interesting here. So you guys can see the verdict. It's a high risk. I don't even think it's not too bullish on this one, really. You can see the conviction scores here. Depends entirely on Peak's trajectory, on whether Woon's role expands. So bottom line, tiny position only, $500 to 2K backs. Yeah, so it's just interesting to see this one here. Now we're getting to the bottom last two agents that I believe should be on your radar. I think Juno agent right now is looking pretty good. The dev is always active. I like seeing him. I follow him, right? So essentially what Juno is, it's basically an institution for zero human companies. So essentially building companies without any human involvement. It's a collaborative lab for building fully autonomous AI run businesses, and the first that we've seen of this is RobotMoney, right? So you can see it's sitting here at a 521K market cap. I ain't gonna lie, these are the ones that you just throw $200 at. You know, all of these pretty much, besides ODAI maybe, is the ones that you throw $200, $300 at and just sit there and just hope for the best. Right? Its all-time high was 2 months ago as of right now. Now Anderson did put out a pretty decent tweet here on Juno. It is the central institute / hub for zero human companies native on base. It's the official lab building a full playbook for ZHCs, which is your zero human company, to scale from experiment into real companies. Now, another thing that is doing that is OpenServe, pretty much, right? Develops tools for multi-agent orchestration, governance, and autonomous treasury management. Already dropped a list of agents with real revenue and is helping builders create production grade ZHCs. Functions as the Y Combinator plus virtuals of the ZHC era. The more autonomous companies emerge, the more value Juno captured. So let's look at what it actually is, right? We already know, we talked about it, what it actually does. Here is key, right? This isn't a social agent like Luna or Zerebro, a trading bot like AIXBT or Vader, or a consumer app like Instaclaw. This is the infrastructure of conviction for people who believe the end game is companies that don't need humans running them, right? So the bull case is, the concept is irreplaceable. No other token is doing this exactly. Pretty true, right? The ZHC thesis is specific and defensible. Price basement, you know, you see where it's at right now. But let's look at something real quick. Let's look at the conviction scores. What it gives us is neutral with upside optionality if you size small. If ZHC concept is real and ships something tangible, the TAM is massive. But if is doing the heavy lifting, right? So that is what you can see from Asai. I didn't want to read all into all of this, is because essentially we're making this video a little bit longer, but you guys already know. If you guys want to check it out, you guys can ask Asai yourself. Now let's look at the last token here. It's called Instaclaw. You just saw it mentioned. Asai mentioned it as a consumer app for Juno's reading, right now it's below 400K market cap right now. The thing about Instaclaw is the ties to world, right? You guys already know the world token, it has ties to that, right? Now it's a consumer AI agent deployment platform that is built on virtual protocol. And not any non-technical user could spin up a personal AI agent in 60 seconds. No coding, no crypto knowledge required. Agents get connected to Telegram, iMessage, WhatsApp, whatever you guys pretty much wanted at. This is what Instaclaw is doing for you, right? So it's like a there's been some apps that people have been building that makes it easy to spin up agents, right? This is pretty much what Instaclaw does. And as you can see, its all-time high was about a month ago, so it is down 79% from its all-time high. As I said, they do have connections to World Network, and I think World Network had tweeted them a few times. I forgot what else. I think they had like done a hackathon for them or something. But Instaclaw is now live on the World app, the Use World app, right? Every orb verified human gets a free AI agent, no hardware, no API keys, no setup. Sounds freaking crazy, right? Some Black Mirror-ish, where you guys scan your eye and become verified for the World app, which is crazy, right? Essentially, but if you are one of those people that go down that route and want to do it, you can also get a free AI agent, no cost, no nothing, through the World app, which is, this is pretty big, right? The reason this is big in my opinion is because if World app really becomes a big consumer app where that whole, you know, orb verified human thing gets traction and it really is taking off, you have instant access to Instaclaw, which is crazy. Your own dedicated machine running 24/7, persistent memory that never forgets, 20 plus custom built skills out the box, earns real money autonomously, chat with your agent natively in the app. So that could be pretty interesting. A personalized agent in that app that could make Instaclaw pretty interesting. So what does Asai have to say about this? So this is the real retail facing layer of the AI agent economy. Virtuals creates the agent. Instaclaw makes them accessible to people who wouldn't touch DEX or crypto wallets. It's right positioning. Mass adoption happens at UX layer, not infrastructure layer, right? So the bull case here is the agent village experiment at Edge. Esperanza, I don't think I said that right, is the real catalyst. May 30th through June 27th in Harrodsburg, California. 500 humans, 500 AI agents, 28 days of live coordination testing, right? That's not marketing, that's a legitimate live experiment with real participant, real stakes, real data coming out of it. If the experiment works cleanly, Instaclaw has proof of concept of what the product is supposed to do at scale. Combine that with virtual protocol integration, it's in the virtuals ecosystem, which means it rides the platform infrastructure, liquidity, cross-agent compatibility without building everything from scratch. So you can see there's a big thing happening for them. Let's see, it doesn't really get too bullish on it. Doesn't give me the conviction scores like it did the other ones, but as you guys can see, actually the risk level is high, size accordingly. So that is everything we just broke down for you. Some undervalued, I wouldn't even say undervalued, let's just call them microcap AI agents that you guys may want to have on your radar. But you guys let me know what your favorite one is in the comment section down below. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do so. We're on that road to 30K subscribers, and I'll check you guys later. Peace, YouTube.